4K fish, YouTube. Okay, how we doing out there? First things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Tomorrow, we got a lot of things going on right now. A lot of things going on. So we got a gamer paint coming out for the exotics. That is going to be interesting because I'm actually going to be building my own, not building it, but I'm going to be buying a motorized projection screen. It's going to be coated with this, and I'm going to put a theme on this motorized projection screen. It's going to be kind of a nuclear, kind of Bioshock, kind of a Fallout motorized projection screen. I'm already ordered the paints and customized jobs. It's going to be all customized screen design, and it's going to be coated with this stuff. It's going to be motorized screen. It's going to be sick when I get done with it. That's going to be going into the gamer room, so that's something else. Right now, we're going to talk about the light gray screen paint. The LT stands for light. That ultra gray, the one we displayed with the 1000 lumen projector, 22 feet back. They pulled that image up with that 130 watt light bulb in the center of the screen. Then we had it right over by the door. Did the same thing again. So this stuff is actually freaking amazing. Now, like I said before, it's not going to have those contrast levels that a black screen can pull up, or with a darker screen paint, since that's what they're designed to do. But you're not going to have an issue where your colors are going to wash out, or your black levels are going to be completely washed out to the point because you're using the full lit environment. You're not going to have that problem at all, period. Just not going to have the contrast levels that we have on blacker and darker screens. All right, let me grab a remote control right here. And so we can get this started, and I need a few sample sheets. And I also got to take pictures of this thing, load up on the website, because it's going to be ready for tomorrow. Let me grab some samples. Let's start off with a couple of these right here we usually like to use. And we'll get some of that silver paint also too. And a little bit of everything in here. And the cinema gray. All right, so grab my usuals, what I like to use. The Parallax, if I said it correctly, Cinema Gray Dark Star 9, some of that Modern Master Silver paint, all that. All right, so let's get this back because we just went into sleep mode just now. Pretty sure this thing just popped into sleep mode. Okay. We're having problems with the electric units all day today. I don't know what's going on with them. They've been acting a bit buggy. Unless I got the wrong remote control again. Let me see what we got over here. That's definitely not the remote control for it. Alright, let me go find my remote controls. Again, I thought I had one in the right spot, but apparently Mr. Bird keeps moving something off the house. Can't find it. Okay. Let me unplug this thing, put it back in, and make sure it's not this, because I know I put that remote control right there. Let's disconnect that for a minute. And let's put that back in. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Yeah, it's a remote control right here in my hand. I told you, these things act a little, they get a little wonky. It's technology. Technology always gets wonky on you. So I'm sitting there hitting the remote control, nothing's responding. Okay. All right, there we go. Technology always gets wonky. And as you can see, as I always display how much light we have, nice bright environment. See all the corners that you're supposed to see when displaying the screen. Customer has to see exactly what kind of lighting he can have that screen in. That's why it's very important to have the area well lit, because if it's being rehearsed in an environment that's designed for ambient light and you try to stick it in an area that's non-ambient light, you're gonna have some troubles on that screen. All right, so let's come over here first. And let's start throwing the samples up, because there's no point in me doing this demonstration and showing you off the screen if I can't put another high performance screen next to it so you can see the value of what you're getting from the product and how the product is going to react against other screens. So we're going to start it off with the Cinema Gray by Elite Screens. Right here. We'll put that one right there. I think I found some tape. I'm going to add that to there. Next, we're going to put it next to the Dark Star 9 by Elite Screens. Right there. All right. After that, we're going to go with the Cinema Gray 5D, or Cinema Gray 5D. right here. Right. And then we're going to go with the, and I'm going to butcher the daylight side of the name, so it's going to happen. I do apologize. I think it's Parallax by Daylight Screens. We're going to put that right over here. All right, and then we're going to grab some of this Modern Mastered silver paint that I have on this huge sample sheet right here. We're going to put that right there. All right, got everybody up there. So let's get this started before things start getting wonky. So first things first, we always like to display the white levels first. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
All right, we display this first. As I told you in all my demonstrations, I always display this white levels, even if the screen's black or gray or whatever it may be. We display the white levels first because, like I said, from selling you something, you have to see everything. Not certain things I want you to see because I want the screen to look good. All right, lights on, lights off. I'll show you how the white levels are on the gray screen. We'll just call it ultra light for right now. There's a bit of a long name attached to it. Well, I forgot to add the white sheet of paper, my fault. Gotta add that too. All right, here we are with a white sheet of paper. As I showed you before, when I did a white piece of paper against an elite screen, I told you you couldn't tell one from the other, and sure enough, you can't. So anytime you use a white sheet of paper, that can resemble a white screen. Done that one too already. All right, let me see. Okay, remote control's right here. All right, so there we are with the lights out. All right, lights back on. Let's go over to red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's the difference between our light gray technology and the other sample screens we have up there. So now you know which one produces a better red. So when your projector fires off something that involves red, you know exactly what color red you're getting. It's just getting faded, it's going to wash out. This is all the stuff you need to know from the door. Oh, we forgot lights out.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, great. It lights out. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Color red. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh boy, she got a mind of her own today. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Good gracious. All right, there we go. Lights out. So you can see exactly what you're getting. So I figure when we develop the light gray screen paint, we would show you all the things that you don't see when it comes to people developing light gray screen paints. You're supposed to see this. You're supposed to see how the screen is going to react when it comes to bright colors, when it comes to contrast, when it comes to white levels. You have to see all that. Even though I know the contrast levels on this technology is not going to be as advanced as some of the screens we develop on these darker screens, but you still have to see this. So that way you're not misled. I can't come on here and say, hey, look, this screen paint right here is going to produce the same level as a black contrast screen, or it has that extreme color coding technology that black silvers have, because black silvers can pull really serious dark levels. I can't tell you that. I have to show you so you can see exactly what you're getting. All right, lights on, lights off. All right, so let's come back over here. And also, too, it's good to do the lights on and off because you need to see if the lights are on, how much does the color fade with the lights on, and how much does the color actually maintain. What's going to maintain anyway when the lights off? So lights on is what you're going to have your issues from. Color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's the color blue. Lights on. Lights off. We'll get up close so you can see. And like I said, the difference, the reason why our screens are pulling up, God developed a color coding technology that allows for the projector to read color from the screen. Despite if the screen is going to be purple, orange, or whatever color that we have on that screen, it's still going to read that bright color. We can also add this into a gray screen paint also. Of course, anything's going to produce higher than white paper, but you're talking about a dark star 9 here. These are the high-end screens right here. Gray Cinema 5D, the Parallax. If I'm saying that correctly, if I'm wrong, if I butcher, I do apologize. And that's that Modern Masters silver paint. So in order for the screen to do this, it has to be to reach some form of contrast level to bring up a level that dark. The biggest problem people have with lighter screens is, like I said, the colors wash out. The colors wash out, they fade, contrast levels don't pull correctly. It becomes a bit of a headache. Let me see, we're going to go from here. Let's say we got a color swap out on here. Yes, we do. Oh, we can do this right here. So we're going to, this is going to change over from one to another.
Work together to uplift one another.
There we go. So we start off with this, it change back over to blue, then it go right back over again. Take the lights out. So I explain to people, you know, I mean, not to beat a dead horse to death, but I explain to people, my knowledge is not mine. It comes from my Lord and Savior. That's where it comes from. And when we're working, when I got up that day to develop this gray screen paint, I'm thinking, oh no, we're not doing this, because I don't like doing gray screens, because I have an issue where they just don't basically connect well with the code. What? Got to learn to shut up and listen, and that's what I did, and this is what he gave me. I think some people expect for me to come on here and give the credit to myself. That'll never happen. Not today, not next week. It'll never happen. God will always get the glory for everything that I design and make. Always. That's why I can come on here and do what I do. All right, let's swap out of here. Let's change over some color changes. We got a few of them in there right now. So it's just going to bypass. It's going to change colors over and over and over again. Let's see how the screens are going to react. And by the way, when you do purchase this stuff, keep in mind, you're going to think it's great. Now, it has an odd color code to it. All of them have odd color codes to it. It keeps people from basically trying to say, hey, look, this is what their stuff is next to my stuff, so on, so on. So we'll test those anyway, begin with. That's going to happen anyway. But it just keeps people from trying to mimic and make something that it's not. You know what I mean? Trying to say, okay, it's black. We're going to put black paint and make it this way. We're going to take gray paint and do it that way. I wouldn't do that if I were you. This stuff has a weird, funny color to it. So we would know on camera, we would see if you put this next to a gray screen, they're not going to match up. Because the color's strange. It's in there. That actually tints it. Like the exotics. The exotics have some crazy colors attached to them. It's kind of hard to match that next to a gray screen, so they're both the same. But keep in mind, the exotics can pull different colors when the other gray screens can't. And that's the same tech we have in this. It's actually just one of the lightest screen paints that we've ever made. I've never made anything this light. Okay.
Welcome to Rainbow. Chase the rainbow.
If you haven't seen that full commercial, that commercial is freaking hilarious. All Skills commercials are hilarious. And then you just should have just stuck with the one door and been happy. The other door had a lion's hand. So there we are, changing out the different colors. We'll knock out the lights, you can see. And this is where you come into, with these other screens, you have to calibrate your projector. You ever watch a video on calibrating your projector? Take the time to watch that. See if you want to go through that. No, that's not. Some people, they're good at it. They're good at it. They love calibrating. They do. On my end, customers I work with, they just want to paint the screen, pop some popcorn, watch it. The lights want to be done with it. Or anytime they'll watch something with the lights out, and I do it myself. So I'm watching a movie. But if I'm up in the morning and I'm watching TV and sports, I am not going over and to black out my windows and all that other nonsense that comes along with having a projector set up. I'm not going through that. That's why some people, like I said, shy away from projectors from going near a TV, because the first thing I say is, I don't want a projector in my house. That means the house got to be dark and got to turn around. I got to put these black curtains in. There's so much stuff that they feel that they have to do in order to have a projection. Got to equalize my lights. No. All right, let's come put the lights back on. All right, let's go grab some lighter colors. All right, let's go over to contrast demonstration test.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go to this first one right here. And like I said, even though the contrast level isn't going to be super jet like our black screens, not going to be like the platinum eclipse, it's going to be fair. So this is something you have to see. You have to see the contrast levels on that screen. That way, when you go to purchase it, or if you've seen the video, you haven't seen the video, even if you purchase it, you have to be able to see where the contrast levels lay. And keep in mind, when we take pictures of this, we will be taking pictures of the contrast levels and posting them on the site when you go see it, so you can see. Now, reason why we design this, because I have some customers that are more into white levels. That's what they want on their screens, want higher white levels. They still want that traditional gray screen. This is where this technology comes in. But also with this technology, it does something that other gray screens can't do. It produces better color, it produces better contrast, and as you can see, the white levels are absolutely amazing on it. Where these screens, if you have one of these set in your house, and keep in mind, my projector standing behind me is a 4300 lumen Chrissy projector. I like to bring out the big boys when I do these demonstrations to show you that 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1200, a WXGA projector, a Chrissy. If it's not going to pull up on these screens, then you're going to be calibrating your projector at 4300 lumens. And that's not picking up. But our screen will pick up. All right, let's do our lights out. Look at that with the lights out. Here's an interesting one for you. Star field demonstration. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do a star field demonstration on a light screen. I have to.
What do we want for dinner?
This is something you have to see. Star field demonstration. They always give me a hologram for that. I don't know why. All right, let's go over here. Let's bounce down to the star field demonstration. All right, there's a star field demonstration with the lights out. Now keep in mind, if I'm going to do demonstration, and I'm going to show you a star field demonstration, it's important for me to have other gray screens next to my screen so you can see the difference between our technology and other technology. Usually if people do a star field demonstration on a light gray screen, they're not going to have nothing up there but their screen. Or they're just going to pick out screens that are going to pretty much not give their screens too much of a struggle. So they'll pick something like a lighter screen, like a Gray Cinema 5. Gray Cinema 5D, that's a screen that somebody would use because it's a gray screen. It would have a better chance of either blending in or pretty much just matching somewhat to that surface. Mind you, we got a dark star line laying against my screen, and the dark star line is much darker than our technology, and so is that parallax. It's much darker than my screen. So we got a mix of dark and light screens all against the screen, so you can see the difference. We're not going to make it comfortable for the technology. Let's get up close so you can see the difference in the black levels on our light gray versus the high performance screens. And even though it's not as dark as a black screen, you still see the contrast levels are amazing for a screen, especially this light. Anyone who's selling you a gray screen paint should be doing this demonstration. Remember when I kept asking over and over again, I want to see the contrast levels on that light gray screen he has? Well, I can do it here with no problem. I'm not going to hide anything from you. This is what you're supposed to see. Because I don't want you to set this thing up and then go home and think you're going to pull a black level like one of these darker screens we have over here. No. Show you what you're getting. Even up close. Our screen still maintains a contrast level. And these are $4,000 and $5,000 projection screens. Cheapest one we have on here is $800. Actually, the white screen. Well, actually, the white paper is free, but cheapest one certified would be the Cinema Gray. That's about $800 for 100-inch. Look at that. Even next to I got to say his name right. I keep butchering daylight screens. I'm sorry for daylight. The parallax. I'm going to go with parallax, okay? You know how dark this screen is. Look at that screen next to our screen. Up close. Look at that. Look how dark our image comes up next to that screen. To the side. It has color coding technology in it. It does. That's why I can pull that contrast level darker. For those of you who need to have that, I love this screen. Every time that the sun comes up on this screen, I love it. Never get used to that thing. Never ever get used to it. I don't get used to the fact that it's blue. All right, so let's come out of here. Let's go with LG Beta Fish. So she's struggling with that one right there. See that flashing at the bottom? Cancel. And she could be having a problem with internet, so. LG Beta Fish. I wouldn't be surprised. It's been snowing up here for the last couple of days. So we've been having some problems back and forth, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's struggling a little bit. So there you go. Ah, we don't want the channel. Good. Ask me that. They should have a box up there that says, "Don't ask me this ever again." Like I said, contrast levels aren't going to be the same as our darkest screens, but it's far more better than a screen that's going to cost you $800 to $5,000. It's going to maintain this red. Remember I showed you the red levels first? That's why. Take the lights out. Now, I'm not trying to be rude here, but, you know, we develop black technology, darker technology, and we see people are going to basically slam us because our technology is good. So you give me no choice but to now start taking your own technology that your field, like they dabble in gray screens only. I can go in your yard, take a gray screen technology and advance it to a point that I can actually beat other high-end screens with it. That's why I said you really don't want to go that road with us when it comes to developing technology. Oh, like I said, my knowledge comes from God, so it's infinity. Whatever he decides that he's going to give me that day, that's what I get. So consider the concept here when you think about it. You watch a demonstration on a gray screen, they don't show you demonstrations like this. They don't even want to show you a contrast level to begin with because the screen's automatically going to fade out. They're definitely not going to put a high performance certified screen like a Dark Star 9 laying against their screen. They're not going to do that because the Dark Star 9 is going to perform much better because it is what it is. There's no real, there's no real testing behind what they do. If they did, they would be able to mimic every last one of our test demonstrations, and we gave someone permission to make our product and said, okay, you can make the product, but we want all the demonstrations under that technology done live, the same way we did it in the video. They're not going to do that. And if they can't follow those, then they're not going to have their own strict requirements for their own screen paints. And that's why we can come into their yard, take a gray screen and make it look like this when they can't, and show you what you should be seeing. Because I could easily take all these sample sheets off my screen, darken the environment, and do the demonstration. But that's pointless. That's easy. Anybody can do that. You have to see the difference. Take our lights out again. Back on. And that's not, I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about all of them. Not just one person. Don't get it wrong. Because some people say, oh, you're just picking on them. No. All of them. Anybody who develops a gray screen paint and you're not doing your test correctly, this is how it's supposed to be done. Because if I'm dropping money down on a unit or something I'm buying, I sure enough want to see the test demonstrations that follow behind it. I want to see the time they put in, the effort they put in. I want to see the results of their technology versus somebody else's technology. I'm over here having a ball. Let's go with Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, I like this one right here. This is my favorite. With that, turn to the side so I don't get in the way of the camera. That's how it's supposed to be done. I told you before I even got into black technology, I used to develop gray screens. This is way back in 2012 around that time. Yeah, I used to develop gray screens. This is my field regardless. This was my field way before it was anybody else's field because I was doing that and way before I got into black technology. But the difference is now is that I have advanced coding technology. I have far more experience in this field now than I had when back in 2012 got it off. And then basically, like I said, my company being Christian owned and being, my Lord basically teaches me and gives me direction on what I need to do when I get up in the morning. He's the one that gives me the knowledge to do this. I can take my technology that I have here now and implant it into any form of light gray screen, and we'll get that right there. We're not saying any form because we already seen yesterday it has its limits. Everything has its limits when it comes to technology. And what we know from the limit, this is the lightest we can go on the screen unless my Lord and Savior gives me more knowledge to even go even lighter. But until then, this is where my stopping point comes at. But like I said, at the end of the day, people, this particular individual wants to make a mockery of me, wants to make a mockery of my Lord and Savior. Well, there you go. Now we're in your playing field, designing light gray screens, and we're blowing out and taking on high-end performance screens, all certified. Well, actually, one's not certified, two are not certified. So you want to mock my Savior? Well, my Savior will come and say, well, guess what? This is for you. And this will be tested against your product when it comes in. I have your personal mix in my kitchen drawer right now. I can put it right against the screen, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait until your product gets here, and then we're going to do the test against this screen, the light gray screens, the exotics, and just about everything else we can get our hands on. And then after that, we're going to run you through the grinder, which we have to run everybody through the grinder. You have to go through all the tests our screens have to go through. It's only fair. Let's go back on that, on those red levels again, and we'll do this with the lights on now. Like I said, there's not going to be any holding your screen's hands. I don't want to get any emails from you telling me on instructions on how your screen has to be viewed. You compare your technology equal to ours, so we'll have to go through the same testing our screens have to go through every day. And keep in mind, people, when you first come on my channel, I'm painting the screen outside. I do a lot of demonstrations outside. So right now we're inside. If this was summertime, we would be outside right now. Now I already purchased the Elite Yardmaster. I bought one of those. What else did I purchase? I purchased a motorized projection screen. I got it for $68 on eBay. Actually, I bought two of those because I got the other one upstairs. So I'm going to be designing my own customized gaming motorized projection screen. That's going to be coated with our new, I don't want to call it nuclear waste. I think I'm going to call it nuclear waste. I like that, nuclear waste. It's one of the exotics. It's a gamer paint. It's weird looking. It's really weird looking. Man, it's going to be beautiful when we get done with it. I'm never going back to console ever again. Never. Ever. My last console will be my PS4 and that's it. I'm never going back. Never. That Ocular Rift 2? Oh my goodness. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? That thing back to console ever again. Next week, I'm gonna go pick me up, give me a custom built gaming PC, and I'll link that thing up to it, and that's it. That's where I'm going to be at when it comes to my gaming. Met a bunch of people on there, did some fishing. Oh man, did the outdoor fishing. Oh man, what else did we do on there? The bar fights. I like the bar fights. Bar fights always my personal favorite. And what was another thing I was in there doing? Oh, the VR chat. I was in VR chat. Freaking love it. Nope. Never again. Never again. And there's a huge difference between that and the PS4 headset. A huge, massive difference. Number one, no freaking cables. Wow. And that Guardian Zone, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, you hear me citing my voice. That Guardian is freaking amazing. Are you kidding me? So I can map out my area without bumping into something. Wow, I'm telling you. I'm done. I'm never going near a console system ever again. And then keep in mind the reason why I'm not going near, because if the next gens could not pull this nonsense off and they came out the door crashing over top each other, yeah, then the future for them is pretty much done. I'm sorry, but your console lovers, I've been a console lover since Vector Graphics and Pong, when a lot of you weren't even born yet, and I was gaming. So yeah, I've gamed on just about everything you could possibly name. I've never seen anything like this, man. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, now remember I showed you the red levels? Here we go. So that's the reason why when I go in, the first thing I do is I show you white levels. Then I go show you the reds and blues and greens so you can see exactly what you're getting, what your projector's seeing from the screen. When it displays an image on your screen, this is what the screen's picking up. So when we go back to this video right here, and it displays red from the door, that's what you're getting. This is why you're sitting in the dark, and this is why you're calibrating your projector, because your screen doesn't have code in it. You know, it's interesting when I tell people that we have code and they go, oh, code doesn't exist. We got that a lot. Code doesn't exist. Then we started coming out with them exotic screens. That screens were coming out in crazy colors, and they were producing blues, reds, and greens against high performance certified screens. Now you believe me. When we started developing black screens, people said, oh, it's not, black screens don't exist. No, yeah, they do. And then people think we're only, like I said, people think because that's only limited to black technology. I'm actually, I can go anywhere the Lord allows me to go. As you can see right here. Contrast doesn't pull up anywhere on those screens. You have to run the colors so they can pull up correctly. Now this will allow my customers to be able now to have those who want the light gray screens now, something more brighter white levels. This will allow you now to use that screen, that technology in a fully lit environment without the fear of your colors washing out or fading or your contrast levels failing. Let's go over to, let me see what else we got on here we can play around with. I like this demonstration. This is a dark contrast demonstration. We'll do lights out, lights on. Doesn't make a difference. The screens are not going to pick up. So this will be available tomorrow. It'll be on the website really soon. I got to finish the rest of the specification sheet on it. Specification sheets, when we develop those sheets, are solely on the screen's performance when it's in test. So if it says 1,000 lumens, you could run it on 1,000 lumens. That's what we've done in test. Now, unless I come down here and I do it on one of the 800 lumen projectors, which I think I should do an 800 lumen projector, then we can mark it at 800 lumens. As for what can you run on what kind of projector? Anything, which we proved that already when we showed the knockoff projector. I was able to produce an image with the lights on, and keep in mind my lights are much brighter than some of these demonstrations that I've seen with people using knockoff projectors who use them in the dark and use them on a white screen. As for Valve projectors, you can run it off this with no problem, the Xzoomi, whatever. It can run that knockoff projector. I'm pretty sure you can run that with no problem. So we won't have that specification sheet at the bottom that says, hey, you can't run it off because you have to run on these particular projectors. That won't be there. And I think we're going to have this available in 1 quart, 2 quarts, and we're going to make a gallons. Or 1 gallon. Now, what would the price be for this, for the technology? Well, $900 a quart. Nobody messing with you. It's going to be $900 a quart. We're actually going to make the price extremely reasonable. So it's going to be somewhere in the price range of the black silvers. Black silvers are something like $89 for 1 quart, and it's going to be somewhere around that price in that area right there. So a little bit more, but not over anywhere near the 100 range. But it's going to be very, very reasonable, especially for what you're seeing. This screen actually taking on a $5,000 projection screen. Keep in mind, people don't get that when they look at my technology. They're like, oh, it's like $100. It's a $4,000 projection screen right there on the corner. That's $3,000. That's $1,500. That's $800. And this is it's a 92-inch screen, but as I said, those are just for 100 inches. 1 quart's going to paint a screen size of 100 inch to 120 inches. It's going to be ultra short throw compatible, which some of these screens are not ultra short throw compatible. And this is weatherproof. You can take it outside if you want. Now, keep in mind, it's not going to fire up around the time that a 12 can do. 12s can fire up around 6 o'clock. Exotics can fire around 4 something, about 4:51. This one's probably going to do it probably around 7. About 7 o'clock, you'll probably be able to fire this bad boy up. And the specifications for outside are going to be a little different when it comes to the lumen caliber because the screen is lighter. But we're going to have at the range of probably about a quart, probably about 102 for a quart. And then we'll move on to 2 quarts. We may put a 3 quart in there. I don't know. I'm not sure. If I do a 3 quart, I'll do free LED lights with that. If I do 3 quarts, we'll put free LED lights in there for you for that one. Because I like to always put free LED lights with those. And then we'll have the gallons. Okay? All right then. So let's continue on. And as always, shipping is free. I'm not going to charge you $75 for a quart and then charge you $23 for shipping, which is going to equal up to $107 or $108. And yet you haven't seen, they don't do demonstrations, like I said, on this level, they don't. Oh, by the way, check it out. Lights coming up. Screen still maintaining. Now, keep in mind, 1 quarts will not be available overseas. I'm sorry, because of price. That's why we don't make them overseas for 1 quart when it comes to the silvers, because we don't make a profit off of that. Keep in mind, it costs me $40 to ship something overseas. So if it's $40 and I'm giving this to you for 1 something, we're not making any profit off that. The only thing they will ship over is a 2 quart and a gallon. That's it. I'm sorry, but like I said, it cuts into prices. People want free shipping, they want fair prices, you know what I mean? You get one or the other. All right. So when I ship overseas, it does cost me some bread. Just to let you know. If I ship over to Korea right now, if I would ship over a gallon to Korea, it costs me $100 to ship to Korea. So it costs me money. It costs me money. All right, let's go and put one of this. Personally, I like getting free shipping. I don't get it all the time, but I like getting free shipping. Now, as long as your projector fits the lumen requirement, you're good. So, you know, asking me what projector it's going to work with, not going to have a problem with that. Unless you're going to be using some, well, no. Okay, it depends on different knockoffs. If you're going to get some crappy knockoff, I mean some real crappy knockoff, like $18, then you're kind of asking for it. But I don't think they have anything that crappy. My projector in there, that back room is really crappy. It's I think it probably comes in at probably around 50 lumens. Then again, we have to test that because I got a 50 lumen projector upstairs, and I'm curious. That thing is actually as bright as the 50 lumen that I have by Brookstone. That'd be interesting. That's what I start doing. I should start doing demonstrations, testing knockoff projectors against 50 lumen projectors and see which one actually produces a brighter image. Let's take the lights out. I like this music. Okay, we didn't get much on that one, but who cares? Let's see what else we got. We're going down this category real quick. Let's grab this one. We'll give you a lights out only demonstration on this one. I don't do enough for those. I do apologize. Try to do the lights out, but I'm so used to the lights on. That's why. So that's what we do. We do around 106. Nah, I can't do 6. I don't like the number 6. Give me 7. It's a biblical thing, okay? For me, I'm a thing for 7s. So we make it 107 for a quart. Now to be with free shipping. And then we'll make it for 2 quarts, we'll make it around like 139, somewhere around there, 160 for a gallon or something like that. You know, we'll work out in there somewhere. So when I'm done with this, I gotta go upstairs, I gotta start working on the labels, I gotta start working on the specification sheet for the shopping carts. Get everything loaded up. Shopping carts will be locked. So if you go up there and you try to get it, you can't get it. The shopping carts will be locked. Shopping carts will be released tomorrow. Now, like I said, only thing that won't be available overseas is the 1 quart because, like I said, we lose a lot of money on that when we ship it overseas. There's 1 quarts. If it's a black, silver, or usually one of these, the lower those screen paints we have, we lose money on those. So we'll say there that we cannot ship it overseas, only available in the U.S. But when it comes to 2 quarts, we can ship it overseas because we will make a profit off of that. And we will make a profit off the 1 gallon. You understand? It's a business thing, okay? But if you do place that order, your money will be returned back to your account. If you place it again, you'll receive a band. We'll block your PayPal account. Because keep in mind that every time we got to send money back, PayPal charges us a fee when we transfer money back because it has to be changed back over from US dollars to whatever it came from. So they charge us a fee. So if you deliberately do that again, trying to sneak under the radar, you'll get your account blocked. So just respect that, please. So we don't have to keep sending money to PayPal every time we have to transfer money back over to wherever it came from. And they charge us a fee for that every single time. Okie dokie. Let me see. Let's grab this one right here.
If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction, call 1-800-662-HELP.
A little bit back and forth, lights on and off for y'all. Okie doke. Okay, so let's get these off. So against the screen, we put up the parallax. If I'm saying that correctly, I do apologize. Or parallax or parallax. I used to say it right then. I don't say it right anymore. So we had that one against the screen. Sorry about that. We had this one against the screen right here. Look at the color of it, how dark it is. Told you we have a little bit of everything. Because like I said, what some people will do, they'll take a screen like this and they'll put it against the screen, knowing it's going to match well with their screen paint, and it's not going to give them much of a struggle. But we pick we do a little bit of everything. White sheet of paper. Look at the Dark Star 9, how dark it is compared to our screen. It's a Dark Star 9. Gray Cinema 5D. And of course, that modern mastered silver paint, debunking the theory that it's nothing like what we designed, even when we develop light gray screens. And we'll show the screen off by itself. For the environment, and my projector always sits back 13 feet away from the screen. Or is it for something going on?
Treat yourself this winter with a Wawa Toasted Caramel Crunch handcrafted beverage or a cinnamon bun coffee.
Lights on, lights off. You think this is crazy? Wait till you see the exotic gamer paint I'm about to develop. God already gave me the idea on how to design it. Oh, this screen is going to be insane. I'm customizing this screen. This motorized projection screen is going to be customized. You're going to see some crazy stuff. When I get done with this screen, it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. Trust me when I tell you that. Oh, lights back on. Sorry about that. Also ordered something interesting for the 3D mapping equipment that I have in the back. I got one of these great big huge massive banners that they put to the back of the wall. We're going to actually make that come to life. using 3D mapping. That entire surface is going to be coated with invisible technology. So you know those huge banners, people got a Naruto or Pokemon, they got it against their background. Well, that's going to be taken downstairs. It's going to be coated with an invisible 17, and then we're going to actually turn that to life when we actually do it. We're going to 3D map it. You see what I'm talking about. There's certain areas that I can actually throw images into, and I can make it come to life. Like, I can take Naruto's jacket, and I can actually take a video of Naruto, of his movie or whatever, and I can actually put it right on his jacket. So you can watch the design come off his jacket. So I'm going to show you what happens when we integrate our technology into 3D mapping or projector mapping. Lights off. Oh, we need the lights on too. Tell me my Lord and Savior's not amazing. So mind you, when this projector's hitting that screen, all those colors that didn't come up correctly on those high performance screens, you're getting exactly what you paid for. You're getting all the colors pop. No calibrating, none of that nonsense, right from the door. Just like when I set my projector up here and I did it live. Didn't calibrate nothing. Set it up, do it on the floor, done. Now we're going to have to put a disclaimer in there that's going to say basically if you do use a knockoff projector on this, it's not going to give you the same results as a projector that's a name brand. So we have to put that in there. Back off again. Let's don't watch out of fade. Always stay the same. All right, I'm done. I gotta take these pictures. Actually, I'm gonna use this right here to take my pictures for my website because I like these pictures right here. And I can snap enough of them to get what I need to actually put onto the site. So this will be available tomorrow. We're gonna start off 1 quart. It's gonna be $106. That includes free shipping. Sorry, we can't ship it overseas. Like I said, the shipping cost for me to ship overseas is expensive. But it will be available in 2 quarts overseas, and it will be available in 1 gallon overseas, and that is with free shipping, okay? Other than that, read through the specification sheet. It'll tell you what you can paint on. Pretty much it's going to be anything you can paint it on. I wouldn't paint this on stucco. Like if you're painting on something like orange peel, and you can take your hand down, and if your fingers are bumping like this, that means your texture may be too rough. Other than that, paint on anything you want. And there's no primer involved. This is a 1-coat application. It can be used with a paint sprayer. The whole thing with the low VOC, eco-friendly, washes off with hot water and soap. Has a 5-year shelf life if you keep it properly contained, which means if you don't have no air coming through it, it'll basically stay on your shelf for 5 years. How do you use it? Just stir it, paint it. You're done. That's it. Not rollers only. Everything I'm telling you right now, don't worry about. All this will be on the site. So when you read through it, it'll be there. Contrast levels will come in at fair. That's what we come in at fair. Like I said, I'm used to using much darker screens, but as I showed you everything. I showed you white levels. I showed you contrast. I showed you colors. Nothing's misleading, and you got a chance to see it against high performance certified screens and some other paints and a white sheet of paper to see exactly, you know, how the screen reacts. Did it in a fully lit environment, as always. And that's basically about it. And for those who are probably saying, well, you know, you used a 4300 lumen projector, go back and check the other demonstrations. We did this on a 1000 lumen projector at 22 feet back with a 130 watt light bulb in the center of the screen. We also did it with the screen shoved in the doorway too. So it has it. I mean, like 15, yeah, it is that. Trust me, it has that ability to do that. So let me get this all set up and done. Let me see what else we got to do today, real quick. We got the motorized projection screen. Well, we're not going to do that yet. I got to wait for the screen to get here. We're going to do that right there, and that's going to be coated with the new exotic gamer paint, which is nuclear green. It's going to be so cool looking. Yeah, it's going to be nuclear green. Making spaghetti tonight. I love to cook. All right, so getting ready already for orders. We're going to have shipping updates coming through tomorrow. Thursday, I wanted to get the paint out before the shipping date kicks in. Thursday's the last day to place an order. After that, we're not taking any orders in after Thursday because the driver comes out on Friday. So I'm getting set up right now. We ordered the containers. They're going to be coming in. This is for my screen right here. This right here, I'm going to show you how using caulking and different color blends of paint on how you can actually corrode and rust out something that looks brand new. So it's a little trick I learned when I was in PC modding, when I was doing cases, customized casings. This stuff is a gem right here. If you want to make a case or corrode it, want to make it like it's aged, it can been there for centuries, this is what you start with. I'll show you how to do that. I did it for my PC cases back in the day. I told you this motorized projection screen, it's going to look crazy when I get done with it. But anyway, back to the shipping updates. Yeah, so put out some shipping updates tomorrow. Those who've already placed orders, you're good to go. Containers are coming in tomorrow. You'll see them all displayed up here, and everybody will be good to go. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me see. Who is this person right here? Come on, man. You know better than that. Bye-bye. Always in the morning, we get the trolls that come in. I know y'all because I know your accounts. I know your accounts. I told you I do my research very thoroughly on everything that I do. Don't come on my channel acting like you don't know. I know you. I know you because I know you on other channels. I see you. All right, people. Wouldn't be a demonstration unless we turn the lights on, right? There we go. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Mr. Sun's going to be popping in pretty soon. Oh, I forgot. I got to end the demonstration with my screen and the windows open. I'm always going to end every demonstration like that. Oh, man, I didn't get a chance to show you this either. Man, there's so much stuff I was doing this morning when I got up. Yeah, I'm going to put an ultra short throw in here. This has been removed. Ultra short throw, getting ready for the new screen. This is all going to come down. I'll put the new designer screen in here. Oh, wait till you see it. It is going to be amazing. Guys got some amazing ideas for me to design this screen. All right, we're in here. I'm here watching RC. This is what I like to watch too. Remote control RC planes, remote control RC tanks, all that stuff. I'm here watching miniature cities. I love this stuff. I watch this all day long. On how people build this stuff. Starfield demonstration. We got to do the usual. Oh. That's the reason why I'm never going back to console. Never, ever, ever going back to console. Never. Let's let the sun go in. Let's brighten it up. Let's brighten it up. Yeah. I love doing this demonstration right here. All right, let me see. We got a remote over here. There we go. Let's go with this one right here. Here we go. Probably get a commercial there. There's both. Done that demonstration already. It does both. It absorbs and it rejects. Because in the demonstration where I showed off my 135-inch screen that I have in my gaming room over there, I had a 135-inch white Elite screen draped down one side of my screen, and when I displayed an image off of it, you could see where the white screen was reflecting light from the ceiling to the wall down to the floor, with the black screen was absorbing all the light and remained dark in that area. We've done that one already before. And as for absorbing light, yeah, it absorbs light. So it does both. My Savior's technology is amazing. That's why when I show off that demonstration, I get the clamps coming, and I had to order clamps because for some reason the material that they make, it rips real easy, and it's hard for me to basically attach it to the frame when I want to do those demonstrations. So I got these big clamps that'll attach the frame up there. So not the frame, but the screen. So I've done this demonstration already. I took we have a 135-inch official Elite screen in the back. All right, because I'm not going to do it because I have a screen that's a high-end screen, and we drape one side of the 135-inch with that. So when I fire up my projector, which I have several of them in here, these are my toys. Right now, I'm playing with I swapped out the 1800 lumens for the portable 2800 lumens, and we have that over there on the wallpaper screen that we're playing around with. Now I have my other projectors set up over here. Told you, we test everything. I got projectors to test just about anything I want on it, anything I need. Now we took this one, which is a 505 Christie, and we put it against that screen over there. And on the other half of that screen, used for testing. We don't paint these, but this is for testing. We have 135-inch Elite screen right there. So that way, when we do those demonstrations on the screen, we have the ability to be able to absorb in excess light. We drape one side of this with that giant screen right there, hit it with that 5,000 lumen projector, and we'll watch a show, and you'll watch all the light reflect from a star field demonstration all up on the ceiling, the floor, everywhere. This side remains dark. We do those tests already. Like I can sit here right now at around 9 feet, about 9 feet or so, and I can use this on 2800 lumens, and we did this at 18. I can pull up an angle gain, even with the window sitting right there. So the screens do both. They absorb and they project. Now, I know from some people that will go to their forum sites and says, well, that's virtually impossible. God's technology is not impossible. Any knowledge that God gives you is not impossible. It's impossible because you allow it to be impossible. That's the problem. You have no faith. You don't believe. You can't have. You only can have when you believe and have faith. I believe that all things are possible in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And therefore, because I believe, I have. This is why I can show you these demonstrations when other people can't. Got to have faith. Got to believe. I go by what the forum sites say. Forum sites started this 1.0, 2.0 game. No, we started engineering our own game. We customized our own game. And when people sat there and said, well, it doesn't exist. Well, I got a screen that's sitting outside smiling in the sun on video, and y'all are struggling inside. I got demonstrations that I can do just like this. Pull up a star field demonstration in a fully lit environment with a projector with a 4,000 to 1 contrast. And some people have projectors far more expensive than mine. They can't even do that. I can go here right on an angle, and I can pull my screen up. And that insult to injury, I got a 126-inch screen sitting in a bay of windows. Even did a demonstration with the sun gracing my screen. 4K LG demonstrations. Don't have to worry about fading or washing out, whether the white levels are going to be bright enough. Oh, but it's a black screen. Black screens are automatically going to pull white levels, right? Or black screens are automatically going to pull contrast levels. This technology can pull a white level. So how is it possible? At that point, that was kind of baffling to some people. How does he get a black screen to pull a white level so high? It's not how I do it. That doesn't come into play. At the end of the day, when I wake up in the morning, whatever the Lord has for me, I write it down on a piece of paper. I go downstairs and I make it, and I show you guys. That's why we had the exotics. The exotics were an example of how amazing my Lord and Savior is. That technology was made, each one was made in 20 minutes. And within that 20-minute timeline, you can go back and check the live demonstrations. All live demonstrations were all performed on the same day. Good luck trying to copy one of those. And at that, you still gonna have to figure out what shade it is, because it has a weird, all of them have weird shades to them. There's my white levels there. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go over to let's go with Samsung 4K demonstrations. Let's see. Here we go. Just went downstairs on the other screen. Notice the screen doesn't fade or wash out from corner to corner. Even the black levels, even the reds, everything still remains the same. And this screen right here, which is our acoustic, this is an acoustic blackout cloth that's already pre-coded with a 17. This beat 11 certified screens. It's like watching the TV with your windows open. Soundboard's in the back. See how natural the colors are? I can pour bone white snow level. That's why I said when I watch demonstrations of people taking whatever that is and trying to say this is all black screens, yeah. Yeah. Sure they are. Remind you, when they do them demonstrations, they do them pre-recorded. These are all live. I love trains. If I had an option basically to go back in time and start things all over again, I'd be a conductor. I wouldn't be doing this. I love trains. Alright, that's creepy. Don't need to be seeing all that today. Thank you. There you go. Can pour a solid blue. You know how hard it is to blue in a fully lit environment? Blue fades out fast. Blue, red, yellow not so much, but blue, red, and black, yeah, they fade out the fastest. Look at this. I just mentioned red. Corner to corner. So when I get up in the morning, I should be able to open up my curtains. I should be able to look out my window, see objects out there, and then turn around and see a screen that's solid blue right in front of me. And keep in mind, look at my distance real quick. My distance from where my windows sit, they sit pretty much right on top of the screen because this room is small. So there's nowhere for the screen to escape. And some people are saying, well, then, you know, that's not fair because your screen's too small. We got a 126 downstairs sitting in windows. That's what I'm saying, y'all used to that protocol craziness, man. That protocol saying, well, you know, you gotta expect the screen's gonna fade out a little bit. You gotta expect that the contrast levels are gonna drop a little bit. The colors may look a little bland. For the money you just paid for your projector, seriously? It's a $180 projector I paid for. It's that's what I'm saying. It's just they've been feeding this nonsense to you for the longest time with these high-end screens. Either it be the hobbyists, either it be the people at the high-end expensive projection screens. They feed you this because if the screen lacks anything and what it's supposed to do, then the excuse is that basically that maybe you have too much ambient light in your environment. You might have to use ambient light controlled environment to optimize your view and pleasure. Maybe you might have to upgrade to a 1080p from a 720p to a 1080p to a 4K. All that's just added in there to just simply just say at the end of the day, our stuff doesn't work. That's pretty much what it comes down to. All those excuses they give you. You have to have a certain amount of gain. We don't use 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 gain, but yet I can sit here and have my windows open and you can see my screen with no problem. We engineer our own gain. We make our own stuff here. I got a screen downstairs that has a 0.8 gain. That is the, I think, Parallax. I think my fucking. If I said that correctly. And a Dark Star 9 has a 0.9 gain. And my screen's lighter than theirs, and I'm able to pull better color and a brighter image. Look how beautiful that looks. In deep blue. There you go. You don't have to spend it. People, the one thing I love the most when people knock 720p's. Oh, 720p are garbage projectors. Don't buy them. Just don't, this and the other. I see people with setups with projectors that are 4K, 1080p, and my 720p setup looks better than your setup. That should tell you right there. There's nothing wrong with a 720p projector. It's just the technology and screens, as I said before, haven't caught up. No matter how much you pay for your projector, at the end of the day, it comes down to your screen. Because without that screen being there, you have no picture to begin with. And if that screen cannot give you what your projector can put out, well, then you're only seeing 30 to 50% of your picture. Where I'm getting this image from a 720p. With my windows open behind me. And we forgot some light in here. We gotta put our overhead lights on because we forgot those. Gotta put the overhead lights on. It's not to, in a way, when I talk to people, people feel that I'm belittling them. It's not to belittle you. My customers know what they're getting. They buy from me. They support my company. It's to the naysayers out there when I talk like this. It's to y'all. Because those are the ones that will come in and give me all these specifications. It has to be this, it has to be that. No, it doesn't. ABS form. Oh, you have to have this, and you have to have that. No, you don't. That's just protocol that they give to you to accept the low failure rate of their technology. Keep in mind that the more high power the projector they're using that projector to make up for what the screen is lacking. I'm not using no 4K in here. I don't have to use an ultra 4K or laser projector, none of that. So how come my image looks like that and their image looks like this? And for them to sit there and say, well, your screen's darker, it pulls heavy contrast. I just did it on a light gray screen downstairs. Now what? What's the excuse? Sooner or later, these companies are going to have to start buckling in and doing better demonstrations and better tests instead of just giving you whatever they design and then just basically polishing it over with a high-end projector and go voila. Keep in mind, you watch these demonstrations, a lot of us can't relate to those projectors they're using in those demonstrations. Now, Screen Innovation, one of their demonstrations, had a $50,000 coffee table Sony projector. How many people could relate to that $50,000 projector? At the end of the day, if you go home and use that screen on a projector of maybe what I'm using, or a 1080p projector Chrissy I have in the next room, will you get the same picture quality that the Sony projector was able to produce on the screen? That's why I use the low, cheap 720p projectors. Because you can relate to that projector sitting there. That projector will cost you 180 bucks. That's it. And you don't even have to calibrate it. You can have it in a fully lit environment and after about the screen washing out. Real quick before I leave, when you watch those demonstrations with all those big companies, That's a rehearsed environment. They go in there and they adjust the lighting to make sure it makes the room like it's well illuminated. They direct where they want the light to go. Nothing's making contact with the screen. That's why the walls are always still dark behind the walls. And they try to make the walls a little lighter, they'll put a little condensed lighting. Keep in mind, they can adjust and dim their condensed lighting. They can also direct it where they want it to go by shifting the lights back and forth. Some of them will go as far as put a little painting on the side of the wall and put some condensed lighting hidden in the painting to make it look like the room is well lit. Put a little peppered out lights here and there through the environment. Yeah, smoke and mirrors. When they show off windows, the windows are always pushed back farther in. Lights bypassing. Sometimes they put their blinds on an angle. You know, when you put your blinds on an angle, it makes it look like the window's actually pushing the light, but when the light comes in, it hits the blind and pushes straight down. It goes nowhere near the screen. I see all that. Just like when I saw in the other demonstration, that I had noticed that the window or the door was producing all this light, but none of it was expanding over to the screen. Like I noticed the windows on the side that were bamboo, that light was pushing through, but the windows were down. If those windows were up, all that light would have made contact with the screen. When that door is open, none of that light turns and curves and goes straight down. It goes to a certain degree and it fades away. That's why the back of the screen was dark. And that's why they use the LED lights on the back of the screen to brighten them up, so all that lights up the ceiling of the wall to give it the illusion that the room is well lit when it actually isn't. And then they will stick to a certain script of demonstrations. Demonstrations that will not take them out of their comfort zone. Bright, beautiful, vivid colors. Something that won't fade under light. See? Throw in a high-powered projector and boom! Got an amazing looking screen. So you think, until you get home and you set it up and it looks like trash. Because it's not sitting in your environment, it's sitting in their environment. That's why, if you notice, when I do demonstrations, I'm outside, I'm inside, I'm changing the environments around, I'm moving all around the house. Just to show you that the screens can pull up anywhere we move at about the house on any form of projectors. Let's check out a winter wonderland. Anybody feel like snow today? Here we go. See how you see the individual snowflakes dropping down on the screen? So when you watch a black screen, they should be showing you white levels. When you look at a gray screen, they should be showing you contrast levels. They'll be showing the opposite of what the screen is not supposed to be able to do. That's why when you see me develop a light gray screen, I show you the contrast levels. Let's go take an angle look. Let's see if we can see the snowflakes on an angle. If the screen was so dark, you wouldn't be able to see those snowflakes coming down on an angle. Right next to an open window. As I said before, at the end of the day, it's your investment. It's your money. It's what you put into your projector is what you get out of your projector. At the end of the day, it comes down to your screen. That's what it comes down to. Get a commercial took on this thing. Jackson. See? Beautiful color. I don't have to rehearse or pick which videos to pick. I can pick whatever I want. And get the same reaction every time. I like to show these off because usually when I do some of the OLED demonstrations, it's oversaturated with a lot of color. So I like to bring it back to these and show you natural color off the screen. Heat wave, tropical heat wave. That's somebody come over and tell me, you sing because you're nervous. No, I'm singing because I'm happy. You know how amazing it is that you get up every morning and God talks to you and gives you the knowledge to design stuff like this? Never went to school for chemistry. The only thing I know in chemistry is a test tube and a Bunsen burner. That's as far as it goes. Every morning you get up, the Lord comes to you and says, hey, we're going to make this today. We're going to design today. We're going to put this together today. It's an amazing thing to have that, to have the Lord talk to you and speak to you and communicate with you. It's nothing just the paint. No, people say, oh, it's just the paint. No, it's more than that. It's God gives you such guidance and understanding everything in life. Even how to handle a situation where somebody's being a complete knucklehead against your company. He shows you how to handle it. Like I said, if I was doing this the wrong way, I could reverse engineer his technology. Make it better than what it is, and use it to blow out his own stuff. But that's going too far. You don't do stuff like that. We're just going to do a respectable review. Oh, look at the little cheeky monkey. I love animals. I love them. Look at him. He's so cute, isn't he? Look at his little ears. Yes, I love animals. I love them. Love my little monsters. In my backyard, I feed now 20 squirrels, blue rays, red robins, foxes, you name it. I got it in my backyard now. Woodpeckers. Yeah, I feed everything, man. Up in the morning. Oh yeah, I can't wait. This summer I'm building my squirrel sanctuary, actually my animal sanctuary. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm wiring network cameras and everything. You can go online, you can log in and watch them in their habitat. Or I should have built me an army of squirrels and take over the world. One or the other. And I got black squirrels. I got one laying in the yard. Now I got 3 more that came in. Jet black squirrels. They're strange to look at. They're interesting. Oh, red-tailed hawk. Got 2 of those that came in the yard. 2 hit red-tailed hawks. One landed in the front of the house and one landed in the back. They come in every once in a while. And they kill nothing. Nothing. They just come in nicely, eat the food, and leave. It's like a sanctuary for animals. They can all be one and be at peace without killing each other. Okay, well, I got to get out of here. I have much to do. I got to go downstairs and take the pictures for the other screen. I should take some pictures of this screen too. I love doing these. But I got to take the picture of the screen, get that ready, set up on the website. Get that paint launched before our date will be on Thursday, so you have time to go in and order the paint. It will be launching. I'm going to launch it tonight. If I launch it tonight, that gives you enough time to go in and get the paint, and then we'll set it up and get it ready to go. Yeah, okay, we'll launch it tonight. We'll do it around 8 o'clock tonight, we'll launch it. I'll just finish up the shopping cart, take the pictures, or everything in, put the description in, all that other stuff in, and we're good to go from there. All right. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I got to go, and God bless. And in a heat wave.